Hello and welcome to another episode of the tutorial series. This job will cover the last job of episode 5, Operation Reverse Double Cross. So pick up Sly after the game reset and let's get to it. If you had to buy there, by the way, do that. If you didn't have 1600 after the Battle on the High Seas and you got it during Deep Sea Danger, you want to buy throw bombs and rocket boots. Let's get to the job trigger. In the beginning you want to go to southwest to sail through a gulf. You can see in the map we are going the same road as we did on X marked the spot, but on the other way, if you know what I mean. After passing the gulf you want to go pretty much to the west while maneuvering past the ships. So mostly to the west, a little bit to the south maybe. And then you want to get to the Bloodbath Bay. Like this. In the beginning we are going to have a battle against Luffy's ship. And for that we have a strat that should always work. Let's get the Luffy ship fight. So you want to turn to opposite direction. Luffy turns in the beginning. Wait a little bit. Okay, let's turn to the right. Shoot the cannons once. This isn't mandatory if you just hit the crit shot in the next one. But if you miss it, then it's very handy if you have hit that. Then just hit a crit shot to Luffy like that. That should work every time, that you always get the crit shot on Luffy that will get the mass down, either by turning right, if Luffy starts turning right as well, or your left, however you want to look at it. There on the beginning, Luffy turns to the opposite direction, you want to start turning to left, and then do the same thing, just hit Luffy once to the side, and then wait for the crit shot. Sometimes you get this outcome that Luffy won't start turning, and that's annoying, but then you just need to land a second shot to the side and then third shot to the side as well. So keep that in mind. So you can defeat Luffy's ship by either critting it once or then shooting 3 times the 3 regular shots. So if Luffy doesn't start turning, but the ship would face to you, that's when you just want to hit it once to the side and then turn yourself, so you can then land the third shot as well. Right here we are going to have a dialogue options and stuff with Luffy. We have to mock them a little bit. So the dialogue goes like square first. So spam square right here. The next one is circle and the final one is triangle. So right now spam circle.
Je bent wel goed in piraten gezwam. Voeg 2 onzinwoorden samen en poef, gemeen piratenscheldwoord.
Je bent misschien wel snel met je commentaar, maar wie heeft het meisje verborgen? Ik! En jij vindt haar nooit.
And the final one, spam triangle.
Ik maak me geen zorgen over Penelope. Zij is zo slim dat ze morgen vroeg al vrij is, waarna ze gewoon je beurs steelt.
Ha! Dat mokkel zal nooit uit de schedelfort kunnen ontsnappen. Ze is geboeid en dat zal ze blijven, totdat ze toegeeft dat ze van me houdt, ondanks mijn fouten. Wel nu, tijd om je aan de haaien te voeren.
Jij bent de kapitein.
And then let's get to the school fortress. If that was the name. I haven't played too much on the Dutch, so I have forgotten the original names. So for this part you might want to just use D-pad to steer the jolly boat. This is me controlling with analog, so you might want to just use the D-pad. Just get here on the left side. For this next job, we are not going the casual way. No, we're gonna skip it. And there's two approaches you can go. The first one is more consistent in my opinion, but it's a little bit slower than the optimal. So I'm gonna jump there and then do a disguise jump like this and get to the trigger like there. But there's also another option. So other option would go over here and climb this rock like here. Get on top of the rock and then throw bones over there and do a disguise jump. But it's way more precise than the mass strat we just did, because when to do the disguise jump, when to swing the game, that's pretty precise. So if you want to get the also don't do that. So this saves a couple of seconds over the mass strat. I have started using this strat recently, but I would recommend using that mass strat in the beginning. Okay, that is how it looks like. We get here, let's grab, and then I can just double jump over there to trigger it. But as I said, this is way more tricky than the mass strat, so I might recommend you to do the strat with mass first, because that's just a disguise jump and you should always make the jump. But here, this is another strat which saves a little bit of time, so it's also worth a shot to at least try it. But this one isn't too bad at all. You can either throwball jump here, which is pressing just before Sly lands here, pressing square, X and your throw bones button at the same time. That way you can throw bones on the nest. You can either do that or then just double jump and then do the disguise jump. Just before Sly gets to this platform, start doing the disguise jump. And that way we can get up here and then just get the trigger. This is a really lengthy cutscene, so if you have to do something, do it now. This is one of the last long cutscenes. There is one long cutscene in the end of Danger in the Skies, but this is another good opportunity to have a bathroom break or get some extra snacks. This next section with Crusher, it contains a cutscene skip, which saves a good amount of time. It's like 40 seconds, over 40 seconds, I think, what it saves, but it saves a lot. What it does, or how do we do that, is that we kill Bentley right before we finish the phase. And by phase I mean we have to kill in total 80 guards here, and those guards will be in the backs of 20, and after 20 guards Bentley will break one of the locks, and then the guard spawns will go a little bit faster. And for the 80th guard we are going to kill Bentley, and then during the death animation we are going to kill the last guard. So that way we are going to abuse the death fade out animation to skip the next cutscene. So what we want to do in the beginning, the very first guard that spawns, we are going to take damage 3 times and then kill the guard. And after that we just keep killing the guards. You can count to 20. It doesn't really matter for the first 3 phases, but for the last one it really matters, because you want to know which guard is the 20th, so you know which guard to kill. So let's get to it. I'm gonna explain the final maneuver for the death fade out when we get to the last phase. But for the beginning, just let the first guard through, kill the other guards that get there. So this guard, don't kill this guard. Just let them to deal damage 3 times to Bentley. Once more, and now we can kill them. And now just start smacking the guards. This first phase is pretty simple, as is the second one. The guard spawns aren't too fast, but the third and the fourth phases, those start to be a bit faster. So you don't want to miss the tentacle, it's too much there. But here it's pretty straightforward, just smack the guards. Okay, we are getting close to the last phase. And for the last phase, you want to start counting. And the count starts after Bentley cracks the final lock. I mean the second last clock. And after that you want to start counting the cards. So first up with that is first, and so on. And up until the 19th card. And after that you want to see on which side the 20th card spawns. It will, if you did the damage abuse in the beginning correctly, you should always get the guard spawn on the bottom half of the ship. But if it's either left or right side, and that depends a little bit on RNG. So 20th card will be either on the left or the right side. And for that one, we want to let that 20th card to kill Bentley. And while doing that, during the card is killing Bentley, we want to adjust the tentacle in a way that we can kill the guard still, because we can still control the Crusher during the death animation, but once the death fade out starts, that's when we lose control. And also I want to warn you, if you're too slow and you kill Bentley but cannot hit the guard, or then you are just missed the guard, you have to do this whole section again. And that loses over 2 minutes. So those are the choices. Do you want to go for this cutscene skip or not? If you practice this a couple times, yeah, this shouldn't be too bad for you when getting the timing and so on. But if you are nervous and don't really feel comfortable with this, you can also skip this cutscene skip, I mean, and just do this casually. But when it comes to the 20th card, what do we do? The 20th card will shoot Bentley, and you want to follow Bentley's wheelchair. That is what you want to follow, because that's our visual / audio cue when to hit the tentacle. Because once Bentley's wheelchair hits the ground, because once a guard hits Bentley, the wheelchair goes to the air and then it lands, and that's when we want to hit the tentacle. You can either hear it, or then you can just watch your screen and see when it lands. That's your visual or audio cue. And where to position the tentacle? It's just a bit over the last cannons, you can see, a bit to the up from the cannons on both sides. That should do it. You are going to see me position the shadow pretty soon. But let's get the final phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, we got the left side. Like this. For the penalty fight, keep in mind you should hold the run button all the time. Something people usually don't know is that you can actually run in this fight by holding R1. You can also push Laffy in some occasions. When Laffy gets to the state you are able to attack Laffy. If you have backed up a couple steps and then run towards Laffy, you are able to push Laffy. Especially when Laffy does the attack. I mean the defense mode they does in the first phase and sometimes on the third phase, where you have to press triangle to attack. that's when you can push Luffy. So for this first phase, optimally you should be able to just push Luffy off in one phase directly. So let's do that. So back up a little bit. Okay, I failed the push, unfortunately. I'm trying to show it now. Yeah, like this. You should do that in the first phase. I mean the first attack as well. For the second one, we are not going to push Luffy. Just wait until Luffy finishes. The first one is always 4 sword swings and the other ones are always 3. So you should get Luffy knocked off with 3 sword swings. Then the final one, we again try to push Luffy, but it's RNG whether or not Luffy gives us the good outcome. This is the bad outcome, we cannot push Luffy. So let's see this one. Okay, this is the one we can push Luffy. I failed to swing my sword there at the end, so I had to do 1 extra cycle. But here, just keep in mind, you are able to push Luffy, so that's very handy to know. Here, keep in mind, you want to reset this, so when you get the autosave, you want to reset your game to skip this cutscene.